Okay, hi, welcome to I25. How are you, Gonzalo?
I'm just fine, and you, Lorraine?
I'm fine,
Excellent.
thank you, thank you. And what about you, Luz?
Fine, thank you, Lorraine. How about you?
I'm just perfect. So let's start with the class. Let me share the screen with you. Can you see it?
Yes, we can. Yes,
Okay.
I can.
Do any of you have any idea what that means? Responsibilities. What do you think that means? I mean, when we talk about responsibilities.
Okay, I think about responsibility is something we are supposed to do because we gave our words. We promised.
Okay.
Or also we have duties to do.
Okay, very good. And what about you, Luz?
That are the things that we have to do because it's part of our work or it's part of the functions that we have in the family.
Yeah, that's good. Well, we are not so far from the reality. Grammar, modal verbs. Okay, so you know the modal verbs. This is here they are writing have to, must, can be, allowed to, and should. Well, allowed to is not a modal verb, but they are writing it here. It can be used to help, okay, for permission. We use it as a helper. So the obligation, we have modal verbs have to and must. For example, we don't have to go to the party, and people mustn't smoke. When we are talking about have to and must, do you think it's exactly the same? Do you think they have the same meaning?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. Well, when it is have to, is because the obligation comes from another person, and must, it comes from the speaker. But in fact, yes, they mean more or less the same. It's like you must go, you must take your passport with you if you want to leave the country. It's something that you must do. And have to, you have to cross the street in the corner, no? Not in the middle. You cannot cross the street in the middle. You have to go to the corner to cross. Yes? Okay, so we have a possible, who can give me, would you like to give me an example, Gonzalo, of obligation?
I have to, okay, I am sick and I have to eat very well.
Okay, or, yeah, that's good. Okay, now, what about you, Luz?
I have to be careful when I cook because I can get burned.
Okay, now is when we say must is something that you do not have any other choice, and have to is something that probably you have to do, but either way you have to do this, but you are not doing it. Okay, it's like, for example, what could we say? Another example would have to. I have to go to the doctor, but I haven't gone. And a must is something by the law, for example, no, that doesn't depend on us. Okay, possibility can be, it can be rainy. It can be rainy means that there is the possibility that it's going to rain because we see that the clouds are dark, or it is almost starting to rain. No, almost no, because then it would be raining already. But, well, could you give me another possibility, Gonzalo, using can?
Yeah, it can be a hard job.
Okay, very good. Now we have permission with allowed. His parents allowed him to go to the party. Okay, we can use it in the past, or we can even use it with another verb, with the verb to be. Luz, could you use another example using allowed?
children are allowed to ask for a pencil.
Are allowed to use a
To,
pencil?
to ask for a pencil.
Are allowed to ask for a pencil. Very good. Okay, now advice, should. I should do your, sorry, you should do your homework. For sure, my kid was going to be really happy if I can do his homework for him. But okay, you should do your homework, okay? Now, fast grammar. We use modal verbs to show if we believe that something is true, probable, or possible, or not. We also use manners to do things like taking about capacity, asking permission to make requests and offers, etc. Any questions up to here?
No, it's okay.
No? Okay, very good. In use part 1, Gonzalo, could you help me with the first paragraph, please?
Yes, have to. Have to is used to show that a person is obligated to do something, usually due to an external force. Have to can also be used to express opinion.
Okay, perfect. Now, can you read the structure, please, Luz?
Yes, affirmative. Subject plus have or has to plus infinitive without to plus complement.
Okay, now the negative form is subject plus don't, that is a contraction of do not, or doesn't, that is a contraction of does not, have to plus infinitive without to plus complement. Why? Because we have the to already here. And the interrogative do, does, plus subject, plus have to, plus the infinitive, of course, without the to, plus the complement. There are some examples here. Can you read the first one, Gonzalo, please?
Okay, examples. We have to show our passport at passport control. It's the law.
It's the law. Okay, so we have, this is affirmative, we have the subject, then have to, then the verb without the to, okay? And the complement. And why we have to, it's the law. Okay. Can you read the next one, Luz?
Okay. Janet has to do homework every evening. Her parents told her to do her homework.
Okay, has to do. Now, Jack had to work late tonight. He had not finished his work. Okay, so he had to because he hadn't finished it. So it's an obligation. Okay, can you read the next one, Gonzalo?
You have to tell her, this is my opinion.
Okay, so that's
Sorry,
mandatory or something. Yeah.
it's mandatory. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You do not have to eat that if you do not like it. I'm not forcing you to eat it. Okay, so you do not have to eat that if you do not like it. It's like, for example, you don't have to drink wine. It is bad for your health, but it depends on you. No, if I tell you you mustn't drink wine, that's a big difference. Okay, did you know the negative form do not, does not, did not, have to means that one is not obligated to do something. Example, you do not have to come to the meeting. Okay, it's not the obligation of that person to go. She doesn't have to come to the meeting, and he didn't have to come to the meeting. That it's more or less the same sentence. Luz, can you give me an example in negative, please?
Mm, mm, you don't have to eat hamburgers every day.
You don't have to. You don't
Eat.
have to. Oh, okay. Thank you. It's because I didn't hear you. Yeah, Gonzalo, could you make another sentence?
With you,
Would
you
you
don't have.
please? With
With
don't
you,
have.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to stay here late.
Okay, very good. Questions
No.
up to here? No?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So now in use part 2, we have must. It is also used to talk about obligation and is used in written rules and instructions. Structure, affirmative, subject plus must plus infinitive, without to plus complement. Okay, so here we have an example. You must submit your proposal by noon on the 12th of July. Okay, so this is the affirmative form. Now, the negative, can you read it, please, Luz?
Yeah. Subject plus must not or mustn't plus infinitive without the to plus complement.
Okay, and then can you go to the example and read it?
Yes, you must not use a calculator during the exam.
Okay, very good. So you must not use a calculator during the exam. Very good. Interrogative, must, mustn't, plus subject, plus infinitive, without to, plus complement. Gonzalo, could you change this sentence in negative and in question?
And in negative or positive?
Yes, in
Negative and
negative.
positive. Okay. Mustn't you tell him before it's too late?
Very good. And here is a negative form. You mustn't be late for work on your first day. Okay, so we have, did you know? Luz, could you read the first paragraph, please?
Yeah, the negative form mustn't, must not, means that you are obligated to do something or are advised not to do something.
Examples are, Gonzalo?
Okay, examples, we mustn't make any noise. The baby is sleeping. And we mustn't smoke if we want to be healthy.
Exactly. So, well, those are the examples. Must, I think it's like stronger, a stronger obligation. Okay. Questions?
No.
No? Okay. In use, part 3. Can be. Auxiliary can means capacity, possibility, or permission. Structure, affirmative, subject plus can plus infinitive without to plus complement. Then we have the negative, subject plus cannot or can't plus infinitive without the to plus complement. Interrogative, can or can't plus subject plus infinitive without to plus complement. Okay, so we know, in fact, that after the modal auxiliary verbs, we don't use to, unless we are using ought to, because it has the to already. Okay, so we have capacity. You can be an excellent student. My brother can't be funny. Possibility. This place can be dangerous. It can't be the game that I need. Permission, in formal language, is better to use may. Okay? Now, can it be used? Can't that car be driven? Okay? So when can is more informal and may is more formal. And it can also be used as, well, a possibility, expecting a possibility for an answer. May I take your car? Instead of, can I take your car? Okay? Could you give me an example, Luz, with can and may?
Okay. Can I take this pen, or may I borrow this pen?
Yes, exactly. So if you see, it's more formal using may than can. Can is more informal. Can you give us another example, Gonzalo?
Yeah, that one is it's very used in the classrooms. May I go to the bathroom, teacher?
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Okay. Any questions?
No.
No? Okay, so let's go to the next one. Now, who is going to help me to read? Luz, in use part 4, could you start reading aloud, please?
Okay. Allow. This gerund is used when the subject of the action described by him. It is unnecessary, as well as in general statements.
Very good. Could you read the structure, please?
Yeah. Affirmative. Subject plus allow or allowed plus complement. Negative. Subject plus present, past, future, etc. auxiliary plus allow plus complement. Interrogative. Present, past, future, etc. auxiliary plus subject plus allow plus complement.
Okay, so when they are saying present, past, future, etc., is because we can use any of these tenses.
Okay.
Okay, examples. Gonzalo, could you read the first example?
Yes, the first example. Her parents allowed her to go to the party.
Okay, so that means that she got permission. Okay, she got permission from their parents. Okay, now can you read the next one, Luz?
Yeah. My parents don't allow smoking in the house.
Okay, so that sounds like a little bit more like a rule than a permission, right? Your
Yeah.
parents don't allow cats. Can you, Gonzalo, tell me what you think is in here?
Yeah, it sounds like a prohibition.
Like a permission, okay, or a prohibition, like you were saying a while.
Prohibition.
Permission. Okay. Now, should. Should, it is used to give or ask for advice or to give opinions in the present. Structure, affirmative, subject, should, plus infinitive without to, plus complement. I have a terrible headache. I should go to the doctor. Okay, so that's like an opinion. Now, can you read the negative, Luz?
Yeah. Subject plus should not or shouldn't plus infinitive without to plus complement.
Mm-hmm.
In
So,
the example,
yeah.
you haven't heard from your father. You should call him.
Okay, so what are they giving us there? An order, an advice, an opinion? What do you think?
An advice.
Yeah, very good. Now, he's not happy with the salary offered. He should not accept the job. Gonzalo, in this part, what do you think they are giving us? An advice, an opinion, an order? What do you think?
Well, it sounds more like an opinion.
Like an opinion. Yeah,
Yes, from his side, because he said he's an outsider, he's another person, not himself. He's
yeah.
not suffering the salary.
Yes, exactly. So up to here, do you have any questions?
No.
No? I want to try and see if we can make up like a little story. I'm sure you have done that with your teachers, that when you start building up a story, I say phrase, and then in between the phrases, we are going to try to use the words that we were studying today. What about that? Yes? Okay. So I will start. Tomorrow, I have to get up very early, but
But I haven't leave the alarm activated. I must remember to do that every day.
very good. Continue.
Okay, I should get up early because I have to go to the class, and I have to do an exam.
Okay.
I should do my best because it's the final exam.
Very good. Can you continue it, Luz?
The teacher doesn't allow us to have a dictionary,
Uh-huh.
and we must remain quiet during the exam.
Very good. Oh, that was great. I love that. Okay, thank you. Well, this is the end of the class. I appreciate Luz and Gonzalo to be here. You have to go through the exercises in the model so that you can go to the other class. Okay?
Thank you
Well,
very much, Lorraine.
you're welcome and see you later. Thanks a lot.
See you.